future. So let me say no for Kush. Let me say no to
Sierra Leone. Kush. You my killer, this is for them. What for you say?
This ain't not a Kush. No, not a Kush. No, not a Kush. Oh yeah, I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the senior sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask, they tell me say na Kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left, the horse they gonna get so all day they Kush. Oh yeah, say not a Kush. Me brother don't want before him friend. Say not a Kush. So we they use the old age my youngest. Say not a Kush. The youths them just they die. Say not a Kush. Sorry we say that's a Kush. Hey, Kush for die, Kush for die. Say that's a Kush. Papa government help we are. Say that's a Kush. Hey, Kush for die, Kush for die. Say that's a Kush. What for you say? Is it all?
Famble them on a good evening, on a good afternoon, on a good morning. I hope say any side usai on a happen for fen on a safe na the world. I hope life has treated you well and life has treated you fair. Well, not over say number and not day na the side and where we do. Number a day na the side and where we come out or where we tap, not to the side and where we come out, the side and where we tap, but we find ways to deal with them and try to move ahead as best as we can. The difference is that the side and where we come out, sometimes day the support skin day, but we institutions them not they function properly. Sometimes there we get people that were willing for support, for help, but they not get the collaboration or the buy-in where they need for do it in they need for do. Or sometimes they are just handicapped. The willingness is there, but the money is not there, right? They are just handicapped by capital resources. And so we can hear beaucoup term government can say, and me self na yakosu can say, not to all thing for left to government, not to all thing you for have book pan government. Unlike the places then where we find ourselves where the private sector now then are the one then where they employ the most people, the private sector, and then people then get their own personal, thing the way then they do. The government is not the biggest employer. Unlike the places that where we come out, especially Sierra Leone, let me be specific. The government are the biggest employer. And so even as we notice this week, the government, the presidents continue for appointing new people them into positions them. The energy, the Ministry of Energy, it don't appoint somebody new for take over that ministry. They since Dr. Kanja Sise in resignation, that ministry day was void. And the president, I mean the leader. So now we don't appoint somebody for takeover. Someone whom I don't really know of that well, but from waiting I don't read, there are high expectation because apparently he's a principled man. And not only is he a principled man, now a man where they deliver. He known for that. Na person where they deliver. So I hope for the failed boombooners that we have experienced, that hopefully we go see a great shift, right? I know say some of you now I can say Matilda now for call and Dr. Keke Lai Lai. Me no go call and Dr. Keke Lai Lai because that is not his name. His name is Dr. Kande Kole Yunkela. Where the blackout be done steep na salon, where be done be done pass mark. I know for say some of been glad about the negotiation. As a matter of fact, a lot of people in Cam and talk about that negotiation. They talk about how Dr. KKY, or KKY as we all call him for short, don't deliver. He don't come to the rescue of Sierra Leone. A lot of praises, right, were given to him. But we still fall short. The supply of energy is not a one-man business. Even Naya in Canada, even just within the province of Ontario, not a one power supplier there. You get hooked to different power source depending on the demarcation, on your boundary demarcation, usai happen for tap. So the energy business, now a business where not a government and no more if for tap. It can be a PPP type situation, a public-private partnership. For some of you we don't understand PPP, right? It can be a PPP partnership, public-private partnership. And the way how Salone don't go, as a matter of fact, what they currently have is a semblance of that, really, if we want to talk. Because now third party now they supply power to the country of Sierra Leone through the negotiation of the government, right? But how long we go continue for last pandis? How long we go on for day pandis? It's not sustainable. I was a child when I first, I been Peking, small Peking. Now I'm a woman. In every sense of the way, a woman. Just imagine. But I was a baby when I first heard of Boomboona. I say Boomboona 1, Boomboona 2. But yet still, Salone they experience shortage of electricity, constant supply of electricity. And the truth is that for a nation to develop, for a nation to advance, for a nation to really benefit from the resource system. Now we're not to talk about even both human and natural resources. There has to be a constant supply of power. There has to be a constant supply of electricity. Electricity is so the availability and access to power. When I say power here, people are not they talk about the literal sense of power. Una forgive me, North America don't pull me a little bit. Or should I say Canada don't pull me a little bit, because Nayaso, if there is a glitch in the system, right, the electricity system, we know they talk say lights don't go, or there is a issue with the gas. We go say there is an issue with the power supply, right, or the power has gone off. So do ya? If I use that word there, I know they talk about governance. If I use the word power, but I will try for do me best for make sure say I not use the word. It's part of my lingo, so it's very easy for me to say, oh, there's a the supply of power. But in the Sierra Leone sense, we're talking about the supply of energy, right? The supply of energy, which translates to electricity. The availability of electricity in a country is very paramount to that country's advancement and development in every sense of the way. Whether it can to school, so classroom they need lights. Yes, we're in the tropics. When we say we they enjoy an enormous amount of daylight, enormous amount of daylight. Not unlike so we right now we are in fall. It's about 5 o'clock, a little after 5. If you look now though, net don't come. You go feel to say na 9 or 10 o'clock na net. No. This na so then you weather time. But we, God bless we with enormous amount of energy, enormous amount of daylight for benefit from. Right? Now that make exploring solar options, now that part of the world it's such an easy thing to tap into, because the sun, we get an abundance of sun. An abundance of sun, we get them. If only we can harness that and know how to reserve or preserve the energy, so that usai the power supply, oh God, the electricity supply fail with the bumbuna or whatever now then they use the car power ship fail we can harness the supply of solar and go from there. I know say now Bokuman where they build na salon recently, then they make sure say they install solar. As a matter of fact, in countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, I dey talk about country dem wey me sabi. Then recent host dem wey dem dey build na dual systems. Dual systems in the sense that dem get the supply of gas wey dey come in or supply of electricity, obviously from the national provision, and then dem get a switch system wey dey automatically switch to solar should in case dande fail. So na dande dem dey live on 24/7. So there are areas and communities in those countries where dem dey live like how we dey live. They no dey experience blackout at all. At all, no matter what, 24-hour light. 365 days a week. That is what I wish for Sierra Leone. That is what I wish for the most remote village na Salone. The most remote community na Salone. Tell you what, when I lived in Togo, I did not travel to the interiors as much. I was a baby, and my aunt at the time obviously will not expose me too much to the interior, because first of all, not to the we come out, not to we country, na married Togolese, and so she would definitely have to protect me as much as possible from exposing me to too much, right? But Togo, Lome itself, pass no more if me memory scatter pa me. But you take me, you go drop me na Lome right now, I dey waka you, I dey lost you inside it. Even though I was just about 12 or 13 years thereabouts when I left Togo, I still dey lost you inside. But one thing I can tell you as a child growing up and going to school in that country, for the entire time where I spent in Togo, even during the first civil strife, I no experience 24-hour blackout one day. The longest the light go, if my memory serve me right, na about 2 hours. The longest the light go na about 2 hours. I no experience, I don't know wetin na blackout. Even in a situation of hostility. When I was in Guinea, for the few weeks where I spent in Guinea, now some people then go say, well, you were in a privileged quarter. Well understood. But then again, I know one day I was at the Air Afrique headquarters, resident headquarters. Then Air Afrique been dey run, na an airline. And that's solely because my cousin was the lead aeronautic engineer for Air Afrique, period. So I can understand people and go say, oh, now because of privilege, I get it. But what I'm trying to say is that now the entire Conakry will go waka go up Kandon Kana Oscar Sidon. I know one day experience blackout like I experienced inside Salone. And that is just the truth on period. When I was in Abidjan, going to school in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, even with all the bombo show we happen there, now 1 hour light go, he come back. 1 hour. And at that time, I was old enough to know certain things, to observe certain things, and for make it the permanent na my memory. I not been tap na plateau because make people not can say, oh, maybe na plateau I been tap. No, I been there angry. The community of angry. I not been there Makori, I not been there plateau, I been there angry. Again, I understand that that is a very privileged quarter of Abidjan. However, no sign no day na Abidjan wa no waka. We waka, trust me. If you put me down na Abidjan right now, you put me down na Makori, or you put me down inside a Jame market, I dey lost you there. I dey lost you inside. But what I am trying to say is that as a child, the only time and only country where me experience constant blackout na the country where I born in Salone. Every other country as a child that I went to, grew up in, studied at, whatever, and not experience blackout at all. Not even when I was in Ghana. Not even. Light is very, very important, like I said, to the development of a nation. It is not something we can afford to joke with. Electricity, the constant flow and supply of electricity. Inside Abidjan, most village they are sabi them. Whether it's on family trip or whether a neighbor then they can say, we are taking your daughter on a weekend trip to this village. Because the quartier where I've been there, the area I've been there, people, they loved me so much. And now it's only now that as an adult, I'm thinking back and saying, oh my gosh, my family must have had trust in these people. Then tell them they don't pass. Then tell them they not they again way. You go left your small sister or you picking a neighbor and then they tell you say we they take and go now we village for the whole week for go experience we village and then you left you picking make it go. I am so happy that I experience those moments and I so appreciate them because the environment, the climate where we there right now in the world, I don't think say any neighbor go give picking to another or allow another neighbor for say I want take you picking go holiday. Na side way you know they you too bully, I know they see you left and go. So for that, I have so much respect for life and communities and culture and all of that. Because even then, we lived in safe spaces, in safe communities. I don't know that we still live in those safe spaces and communities anymore. But going back to what I'm saying, and at that village then they back home, I know one day experience blackouts. One day. Just so for the record. For picking for land effectively, they need light. Because then they go from one place to another, whatever, they need light in school, so that their eyesight not go become poor, because then they strain, because the natural lights can only go so far. Right? Natural lights can only go so far. They need that light where you turn them on for help with their vision, for see properly. The teachers them for do the research them so that they go teach the pikin them waiting the need for teach the pikin them. The principals them for take care of things them. The workman and the workwoman them in government institutions for take care of things them, for make the system run properly. The businessman and the businesswoman, they need lights na their shop, they need them freezer them or the refrigerator for run, or the air conditioning for run. You know, go bring customer come inside a boiling shop where by the time the customer, the member, or they think what he can inside the shop for buy, the heat don so more than na fainty one faint force. For government for run, for institutions for communicate amongst themselves, send communications within and between themselves, you need the supply of energy. There's cell phone conversations they in group the way una get. Regardless of AfriCell or whatever, Mytel or whatever the supplier we uno get for telecommunication, for the telecommunication system itself to run, it needs energy. For the cell phone, if you don't talk till your battery don't run, if that energy, that source not the way you go plug them and recharge the battery, guess what? That cell phone no gonna go work. You no go get communication. If you want to make your hospitals then run efficiently, seamlessly, you need energy. If you want to reduce the maternal mortality, you need energy, because the theaters they need for work with the belle woman then go born them pikin. Right? If you want to reduce the death rate by surgery or whatever, or even by hospitalization at the hospital, you need the word them forget light, so that the pressure machines then go work. I know there are some that will operate on battery, that's fine. But the equipment that the world is making nowadays to make the world run, to make system flows, they all highly dependent on energy source. Highly. So when I see the availability of energy is so important. So I hope say someone go say, Matilda, what do they talk all this for? I they talk all this for say I hope say the new Minister of Energy and Resources do ya papa no sabi you, and do ya papa no make I can talk about you na ya. Do what you can to push this. Do what you can for us to move the needle further than we are. Forget energy, forget electricity, not a privilege, na a right. Na a right, not to a privilege, na a right. It is a right, it is not a privilege. You are not doing something for the people by ensuring that they have a constant supply of electricity no matter where they happen to be in Sierra Leone. It is their right as Sierra Leonean to enjoy them basic needs then they. I don't take half hour per my program for talk about this, because it's very, very important. The last time I go salon, I know I was so far suffer, people are suffer. Just imagine pikin wey don small don use for enjoy light, FIFA. Funnily enough, I even in my brain recollected that during the NPRC term, lights been there. I'm like, this is not a military government. How come lights not the people's? And so we don't become so heavily dependent on generator. And me, I don't do multiple shows on this, on the health repercussion of having a country that for the majority, for them to do business as usual, they therefore rely on the supply of generator. Good for we health. Not good for the environment, not good for your health, breathing in and out. After a while, you put all them carbon dioxide and together because they are in the air. What do you think you're creating? So for me, I will continuously advocate for the supply of direct energy. We're not going to be harmful to the people then, because every Sierra Leonean is deserving of that. Do ya? Mr. Minister, sir, I believe your name is Claudius something. With all humbleness, do ya push the needle go before? Make somebody like me not reach na free tongue like how I reached the last 10. I dey go from doctor to doctor because I develop a rash on my body. Now see where body fine for look. Hey boy, Salone me country nearly be one well me body boy. I develop bad rash. One day seen in my life. It was so scary. Pass way, the doctor say, but don't worry. Now that JC skin, your skin not used to this kind of weather again. Now the sweat. He said now the sweat, the heat. Your skin is not used to it. So maybe whatever. So the sweat too much for you. I'm like, but I'm drinking water. I'm keeping dehydrated. I'm this, I'm that. It's like, don't force, not to that day. So then get for prescribed cream where I apply every single day before I go sleep, while I wake in the morning, before I come out. That's what saved me. So just imagine somebody like me now, one go salon again. I go the wondering, right? I go the wondering because I didn't like having generators running 24/7, not healthy. So I was highly dependent on the light supply from government where they pay for. But to say not always all water, AC must come on. Now the mosquito themselves not they give chance. The mosquito themselves not they give chance on it. So you have to put one or two so that you go sleep in alafia, But all that day, these are easy and quick fixes if only we do the right thing and we're not a siphon money them for personal gains, for make we become rich, and we actually put the money them na the places where they're supposed to go. I was listening to a show, Sierra Leone show. It was just yesterday. And then the the background, the person here read and talk about boom boom and I like, Sierra Leone, you people are still on boom boom now. Like, Sierra Leone, you people are still on boom boom now. I don't been waiting for a response. I swear to God. But we have to do better as a nation. We have to do better as a people. I know say that may not be a very long opening, but we need it. We need for the talk to be safe. And you know, this show with me, sometimes I will inject my own personal life experiences so that people understand the viewpoint whence I'm coming from. So today we have part 2 of Sierra Leone's struggle with mental health, drug addiction, corruption, and accountability. When I know for say the president been get that people then a status about a week ago for talk about waiting the need for do, the structures and way they need for put in place. Last week I present to una the 5 pillars then where the government say na in get for use for deal with this drug crisis now with country. They still maintain those 5 pillars. It has not shifted. Yeah. But press conference been there, not to be a press conference, it was like a round table type thing. Where boku people been get for talk waiting and get for talk. Now make we take piecemeal, so we'll take her every 5 minutes so that, you know, the brain can only hold whatever it can hold for so long. And then we go talk through them. And we say go prefer add or maybe say this is good, but maybe you need to go, you know. There is a lot happening in the country. For me, I don't want to focus on the politics just yet. Because for me, anything else that is being discussed, that it's outside of the mental health of the nation as a whole, getting a firm grip in eradicating, extinguishing this thing called Kush, tramadol, and all ecstasy and all of the others in between, for me it's a distraction. So not to because I know the CEO means say I know kaya and can't talk about them. Maybe like my opening today, I might address here and there. But my main focus is talking about how waiting we do for deal with these drugs. I want to give a shout out to the youth before we sit down proper, the youth community of Cambia, especially the one the way they are up for youth who've done a fantastic job today interviewing, sensitizing, and talking about this Kush. Mind you, they're young people there where we they see the video that they can watch so. Or the pictures them of the young people there wanna go see. They have been on this tirelessly, non-stop for the past 5 years. Even when the country went silent, even when the country feels say, make we turn our attention to something else, they never stopped. And that is why personally for me, I will continue for give them kudos. Because when the country do groundhog, when them go under hole, then go hide themselves, say, make winter done force. When sun come out, go come back na do, they never stopped. Under rain, under sun, tinada, whatever, they continued pressing on. There was no year, no day in the last 5 years where they abandoned. As a matter of course, Kush na the number 1 priority. Number one priority focus of engagement. And today, last week, my attention was to Kailahun and Bombali. This week, my attention and kudos they go to the giants of Cambia. Make we watch some of the thing them way they do. Yeah.
The government and the community, I want to touch them like this. The brother when they can't talk to them, okay? Because you need help. Let me brother when all be there hope for you. Okay, now before we go far, we invite all the hope for you at the stage. We invite all hope for you at the stage. Really, we in a Cambia hope for you chapter. We not come for the stuff now. But anyway, we they said condolence to brother Valentine. If we done there with the hope for you Cambia chapter, and we very active. But before ever they give the mic to any other person, they give to Rasta call me, they go be any camera go over. Say no to Kush! No to Kush! Say no to Kush! No to Kush! Say no to Kush! No to Kush! Yes, the brother and sister, the way they are so today. So they are so, we are hopefully together. When Kush we start in Cambia, now we start back for stage, thank you brothers. Now we play, from the whole play this song, we Kush start. Now we first begin go get us and talk to brothers then. Like me, so there be no time they sell Kush. Me can be aside them, they flop na me side. When I know say me na una brother, know the so, me na musician, when I know me know the so. You don't tell why they push up for you, don't they push them, for let the youth man and go change. You na if you na this game for be a leader, we don't lose them. You understand? We don't lose leaders them. If you na you get for be leader, we don't lose you. Because this thing what they pass away. Some they say na witch, all man they call her in different times. Some they say na killer disease. Look am. Look this. We don't love this. You are big, don't love them. Anybody want to get, not get my guy sister. You don't get my guy brother. You don't sell guy brother. You don't get mine. Because you don't say they kill her, they destroy him. Why we for the continue for take him? Why we not left him? Why we not left this thing? This is not good for we. You not fine for we. You know the eye. Go check on their school them. Man, they do better in school. Not it again. Man, hey, go check some man in North na school. They say fuck off na do. Come on na do. Let's say not again. For now we have to push. He said, let me say we all feature. What you able to do for Salone? What you able to do for Salone? You're not going to do something for Salone. Because if you don't connect there, you're not going to push Salone for go before. They say no, ask what Cambia do for you. Ask what you do for Cambia. If they do for Cambia, push it, they go take. That's how they sell you. Now money wants. Now money wants. Now blood money, man, they eat so. You know they benefit you. You don't get nothing for do for you. That money there, when you don't get a host, they go raid you. They take a hole. You talk failure. You don't get nothing. Land job. Land something. Don't be carpets and messing and land something. Don't be able to develop you. Why men that money land still? Man, they don't know for the take them thing they are so when they destroy the future. Watch man. Me as I come and they want to be brother them, be sister them. When they put them be fine. Watch them put them today. Watch them put them today. When you take this year so, you foot's not a fine. As it gets small so foot, you don't big. As it gets small so foot, you don't big. Well, this thing not good for look to sister. They are be fine and small. Because this, you don't try for your sister, they try for talk for your sister. Every day they try. They say no, also this salon for you, what you do for salon. Not for today, and for tomorrow. What you about today?
Salone!
Remember what it is. Somebody once again. What you say, clean salon. Now you, dirty box shop. You bring well over the doors, Kadi. You know the get my church dirty. Now, you know the check is big again because you want to spend that today. You don't car like you job well for do. I want to tell you say if you left this thing, I want to promise God say you must be a future leader for tomorrow. As you left for today, I swear to this Allah will make me. You must show somebody. This is not for Sierra Leone and Rasta. God bless you all.
Good afternoon. I hope say all they do well. Good afternoon. I hope say all they do well. This is a hope for you, Sierra Leone. We just don't count people and they run, go na boost, and they tell me all time words. But we are not here for that. We hire a Soriat organization. When we say this year, this organization, it done there for 6 years now.
That's the call.
We know they ask waiting for our government don't do for we they ask ourselves what we don't do for Salone. Because this independence I won't rely on government now make all the bad things that they happen. I swear to God if you be say you as youth man, why don't you know they tell me say pass mama give you lunch or you give waiting for it. You as somebody where you mama don't suffer with you don't burn you. You don't many you say boy don't try to do something for yourself. Like mama say thank you. Let's out this all. So Dr. Bull say when I the CEO of Hope for You, not of push any kind way at least it they disturb you or when in future as a leaders of future leaders of tomorrow. A honorable vice, you know, call them. He say not to push, he say not to them there. So he's always there for in order for politics or for government to in the donate and you get your people them back when they sponsor them for help the youth mandate. So now we care for not for anything but we the advocate for now. I wanna life for journey tomorrow. I wanna for them free.
If he help with for police cushion and his country, I think video na
No, carry on, not video.
The camera not there on. I inside the camera not there.
The voice number.
Camera not there. If government help with for police cushion, make it not important again in this country. Because you know say Salone begin there for celebrate something, then good for celebrate something. Because this is a part of celebration. Now a part of celebration. If the government don't say na a part of celebration, will they tell us na a part of celebration? Let you know ever do anything and they you know say this na drugs where they don't away who country with the poor picking they poor with the elders now this country. Let you know ever important again then kind thing there so. Let it fight them. Let you know let it still come on at this country. In the government and in the help we back, let this come on at this country. Me I go get me money. If I not get self for go buy, I know they smoke am. I know go buy am, so I know go smoke am. Yes, sir. You be done married before, man.
Yes.
If you're born.
Yes.
I must speak.
I get 3.
Who say I left them now?
And then now, so
You still there with you,
Who
man?
say you there now?
no, me man be don scatter for a long.
Who say you come away can Cambia?
Now at Salone me come.
Salone come. Na posi can utina Cambia.
Yeah.
No na that posi.
I'm auntie na be count me.
So yeah, auntie how na dey now?
Oh, me auntie been get small clash.
Wetin count inside this game here?
This game, well, you know, say, na part of celebration. If you don't do thing where they buck me feelings on side, I dey go. Who say see me 2-3 company and wait save the company. When you keep coming with them, what then they do? You say they do am. But if you not meet and they do am, I swear to God, you say they do am. You know where we do am. But when I meet me company they do am, for let me self guess house, let me self me at the cold where they forget what I do, what be done before. Now it make myself jump and what he said. So in the government they help we. Let police steer far away from not so brutal, not so fat. Go out soldier them, go out police them for drive say Kush go and then they go. Because if you drive me, I go other side. But else I get to side they go buy. What go buy? If I be the smoke to the 2. Now if I work for go buy, they go buy 8. I can't reserve them. Then they all not so for now for 12. But if you call that person in the home, you talk to them, hey, this way they do so enough fine. No, not to police or in the government, a weapon out. When you not say anything about
wait, I can get access to it in there.
Yes, I get access to them.
You can talk to them.
Yes.
How do they do their
The one that can come.
The one can come meet you.
Rest the
Come
car.
out, I'll come meet you now.
Yeah.
Come meet you say they are so.
No, you can meet me now also by where I can and you can call me away.
So what do you want? What's the message we get for we?
Well, the message when me get for when I'm in Dandy, let una help we, let the Kush come out. Yes, not to for faith.
You say your name again?
Yeah, my name is Sotu.
Okay, we don't get you. We are.
Me not to way.
From Maternal,
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Maya. May God bless you.
Because this year from the top we smoke out. No improvement. You know, money will spoil and any amount of money will people and this business remember. Now they think about any amount of money so far we people and work bet the thing was. Let's think of people do that say again. So we be glad if this business I pay pull and this country, we be the happy self. When them pull and no, more forget about this. Because this race you don't go now. You go so now itself, you go so now you go so now problem. If I self na person behind now they tell you what. So you see, we don't get it now like this.
My brother,
to self like rebel there for live peaceful life.
My brother, it's in the United Foods.
This now incident I get, but this issue, this trouble they smoke so they say the chemical and they make way they extend.
But you don't get it for left push, not so. So what you want to like? Man, that's what I get.
We have to right now. The push now we see how they bar, who not see how they bar. Now the big one already the cats are able to stop us. They stop us. Who they forget about this? I can't buy with the smoke. Smoke your bike. If I'm back, the only thing I back, you need decent back, but this program this tell nobody like. Everyone at the crowd is working for calm down the way. But the day not smoke at first. They need glad because for nobody. They would do not see glad. You don't use to system, they adopt the system. You not get I need happy. If you guys want to have the talk to not to happy. Business don't use to the system. We don't smoke before they need happy, they feel fine, they sick, but outside they weak by the time they put the work stick by you. So maybe we want to the business.
Okay, so when I know for say from time to time I can show videos them or picture them of Hope for Youth all over the country. And Nayasa don't sit down with full chest and say you're talking about statistics. You want statistics? We have the numbers. Not only we get the numbers, then we get the evidence them because we the document. See, these young lads that you are seeing, I don't tell you, I see for the past 5 years, they don't depend this, they don't depend this campaign, they don't depend this sensitization. No partner in a Cambia where they not don't touch. If not for offended the body or and call the police or call the right authority, they do it. If not for go clean the market or because the market is overflowing with dirty and they don't want to make something erupt out of that, they've done it. If not for go wash the prison, they don't do them. If not for go wash the hospital, they don't do them. Like these young lads have done it all in Cambia and then continue for do them. The young gentleman with the microphone first, the music whacking use as my introduction music, he's the one who sang it. He's the one who sang it. Yeah. I saw they in tune. Now that make I can tell people like say, when I ask me when they go to salon, and especially when it comes to this Kush or when it comes to the realities on the ground, don't ask me what goes on because I am so in tune with what goes on. My eyes and ears and nose and every a day inside salon, where inside salon, no part of salon, no they were nowhere inside. But guess what? We are not medical personnel. We are not how you call it, social workers. We are not psychologists. Like me, so now know me own line of work. And so what I am good at, that is what I'm doing, advocating, sensitizing, bringing the information out. I want to tell the youths of Cambia, especially those who are members of Hope for Youth, Boku 10K, and I say I will continue. Because sometimes the way they receive them here, so every day in, day out, you they see big penda them, big so foot them. there comes a time when if you not take them, you will help. Now you now go can sick. You will help. Now you now go can sick. So I'm also very protective of my mental health in these spaces because I'm not a clinician. I'm not in the field of the sciences, medical sciences like that, and all of that. Right? Me come on a very different film. Mother of 3. Come on Watalo. They inside Cambia right now. Waiting it, I mean, government really need to pay years to waiting them people in so they say. He said if you feel to send a policeman and soldier man, you go bring can beat we and come out and chase we come out. He said that may not get for work. He said can talk to we and tell we waiting make this thing so we they take no good for we and make we and help we make we try and left farm. He said, because if you pull me come on one side, I go find other side for go. Just imagine she was in Waterloo. Now I can't be idea. Born 3 picking them. Rather abandoning picking them because of this drug addiction than for take care of him picking them. Wait till he say, peer pressure. He say you go keep comping to you party then you meet them, they take something. They make them gladdy. He say for make yourself not left behind and look one kind way, yourself join them and begin take. And that is the story of many of our youths in Sierra Leone. We don't be addicted to this kush. We don't be addicted to various forms of drugs. That is the story. The young lady there, Mariama Ajaratu, very, very, very hardworking young lady. Wait, then they show Sona the picture. No sign no then I can be where this young lady not on waka for advocate, for bring the message out. Yes. Very dedicated, very committed to the cause. Very hardworking. As I was about coming on the show, I just received a message from them and say, hey, mommy, now this we do today at Cambia. I'm like, I cannot do the show without talking about the wonderful job these young folks are doing. Trying to restore hope. Trying to pull, the company and come out. Inside this addiction, yeah, so when no one can fend themselves. We will continue to do the work. Ours is to sensitize. Ours is to educate. We collaborate where we feel our expertise is best served. But we are not clinician. No expect hope for you to go open rehab clinic. No. No get the expertise in-house. In-house in the sense that they're not in a salon. Then kind of thing they are not a thing where you treat from abroad. You get for day on the ground. You get a set systems in place. Need for the feed the people the morning, Sunday, evening time, and snacks in between. All that day they make the body roju, bringing, recalibrating the systems. Why should they talk to them and they deal with the mental? Why should they help them also put structures in place also for flush things them out of their system? You they replace them with good nutrients as well. Put them on this. They need for be on a system, on a regime, on a regiment. There's so much to be done. So much. We can't ignore it. But like I tell you now, I will continue to showcase the work of Hope for Youth. Because I think at some point, I just don't know how they play the videos them. Or an anniversary I shown us some of the work what they do. And so even though some knew that I never stopped, we continue to press on, they didn't know. And then I can tell government say, If una want challenge una come, me Matilda the knack chest, na number una want, I dey give una utete. Na evidence una want, I dey give una utete writ large all over the country. No corner, no they will not reach. But what will that solve? What will that fix? At the end of the day, I give you the data, I provide you the evidence. What will that solve? It solves nothing because we have not arrived at a solution. Waiting, we need a solution. We know the evidence is there, it's clear, they're all over we. Any parts na inside salon where you turn right now. There, the truth is, and I can tell you this without hesitation, no sign no dey na salon, no hook and cranny, no corner no dey na salon where this drug no don't affect. To the smallest of village when a 10 person in the fence inside, one pan and they wey na addict. I know they like to now. Binka kuruma saba. I know they like you now. To the list of village. The phone lines are open, people. The phone lines are open, by the way. You know, no need for wait for make I say the phone lines are open. The phone lines are open, they remain open. Me go just the talk no more, they go like about. And when you have something to add, you get something for say, whether to a solution, an observation, or whatever, just call. Let's have a conversation. And so I will continue for showcase the young one there so they woke because they sabi themselves. These kids, they all grew up together. Maybe the village where they come on might be different, but they all can't fend themselves na a melting pot. And they care, they really, really care about the success of them comping them. Last week I tell you now how one of we youth them fall prey to this drug. Didn't matter what we did because we could see the signs. No matter what we do for catch them, for pull and come out, for really preserve them. Didn't matter who we sent out there, how we try for, in fact, and this is the thing about addiction. When they try for help, then they know they see them as help. They'll kick against it because they'll think that you are trying to invade their privacy. You know, like them. And so you run away. Run away. Next thing now, we find na free tongue, inside free tongue, looking like a skeleton of himself. And I say I not go show now that picture there because I get it before of waiting the person look like and the now waiting it look like. How many can you save? How many can you run after? Like I said to Dr. Bull the other day, I'm like, we cannot save them all, 8-point-something million. I'm like, but you see, that 2,000 plus within our hand right now and counting, I say they one them day. Come rain, come shine, we would ensure they thrive. That 2,000 plus within our hand right now and counting. As a matter of fact, I am grossly shrinking the numbers. I am grossly shrinking the numbers because I know I make people like I begin, they can feel some kind of way. I am grossly shrinking the numbers. I'm like then thousands plus within our hand, we would make sure none of them fall prey. Very important because they are our future. Just look me sit down, I asked her they reminisce about growing up and the things that I remembered and the things that I experienced. I wish that also for every young person, birth and groomed in Sierra Leone. I wish that. People should have memories, and those memories, they're not for be bitter memories. They're not for be the memories that when you look, you cry. And for be the memories that when you look, you smile and tell them with so much gratitude, just like I told a portion of mine right now, with so much gratitude. And looking forward. So do ya. The one then way continue for Putan for eradicate this Kush. No not tire. But like how I been on the talk and I ask you. I say na inside na they then thing they so the you policeman, you seize drug according to you. You know say unu get holding. Why you not take the drug where you seize care and go na the holding? Make it disappear na the holding like how we don't use for disappear. But why you go keep her na you say you dey keep her for safety? You dey keep her for safety, it automatically implicates you, especially when there have been rumors that you said you under inside this thing. And so, forsake a quick gentry, small change, you lost your reputation, you bring your family into disrepute, your family name, you lost your job, you lost your livelihood. How, big guy, ojukoko mile, ibokupa with people them. And now because of them big guy and ojukoko mile day, now you can put some of unu. Now you can make some of unu can wear dirty shimi. Look at now, you don't wear dirty shimi. Don't lost your work. Don't bring your family name into disrepute. But who knows how many members of his family depended on him? Because we know the country we come from, right? There is a huge dependence on the one that becomes successful or is seen to have a semblance of success. Yeah? So to the good policeman, them I tell you no thank you. To the good civil society people, them I tell you no thank you. To the good community leaders, them I tell you no thank you. To the good reverend and father them and imam them I tell you no thank you. To the good doctors and lawyers, them I tell you no thank you. To the good teachers and students, them I tell you no thank you. To the good community foot soldiers, I tell uno all thank you. This work now we all work, not a one person work. And when uno see the one way bad do ya, uno no hide, uno pull them a door. The only way we can fight this thing is by denouncing the bad people them amongst we. Make I take the call. Call her waiting at your name and also you the call for.
Madam Tantila, good evening from my side.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Thank you. You don't come back. Welcome. You be lost mode.
Thank you.
Before I come to this topic, we put so let's just react 2 point them first to Mr. Kabo in broadcast them going and okay, watch them. Listen.
Yeah.
First of all, you've been talking there about the content, the way then you talk about Salone TV and bloggers. Me, I can listen to none of those, Mr. Kabo, because salon content na rudeness, na nudity, na something with for censor, na in the show, sit down, they talk about palava, couscous, na in more deeper salon content them. And if you count to TV, it's not surprising because now this we know only. We not get no other content who they present. So me, I know they listen to salon content, and even when you talk, say then do my man that I know they see him because I know they watch him. I know they watch anything they better thing they The other thing about what you be talk about this Jackaban business, where other people and they go and talk about this, then they go and make sense. I start with you in the sense that not to say some of we believe say they can't change salon that dramatic change or not noticing then in the sleeves. But the fact that you don't get an example of a business entity, you don't succeed in business in America. All you want the way they look for government to work right now, so they're not getting nothing. The former opposition party who can have government, they're not getting nothing. Now government they can't get money. So I think the salon people are for wise enough for say will try another model. But I think to me, salon people they go once you don't they complain all the time. They don't want to try better things. They always they hold on to I like things them. Maybe I make them not get for change. And then I come to this the Kush way Madam Matilda talk about. This talk all we want to talk about this Kush. Now for sure you see the people are not ready for fetch the Kush. You particularly Matilda, you don't hold this year out to hand for talk about this thing all the time. They already go and read so you don't see they don't get any supply person, the supply route to them. They are not they know this Kush, you know they come out Guinea, they come out Liberia. Now airport and the seaport they pass. So they not talk about them for 2 years. They not catch nobody. They not hold nobody. Then these people they know the people that we involved in this trade. Now they go and catch the people who just get and they go sell. And then they go change their way for sell the thing. They go change the way that they do them, distribute them. Stop the source. These people they know what thing they happen. They stop there are people them I strongly believe inside the administration. We get hands in the importing of these things. When they try for talk say now we know more that diaspora. Yes, from diaspora they come up, but who run at diaspora they carry it up? That's the question we have for answer. These people that will talk again, they are not seriously fighting. If they're serious for this, you know, even they take 1 month. Because this thing is passing through the airport and the seaport. And government people and they. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about then there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller.
That's welcome.
Yeah. And you know not true. I always don't talk and say if they really want for stomp this thing out, they can do it in 30 days. They can do it in 30 days. Reintroduce the death penalty for the drug dealers and importers. Because if your conscience allow you knowing fully well the effect of somebody taking such drugs into their system, if your conscience allow you, knowing everything, you know, everything being equal, you still go, you put on panenka in business day, you bring and come inside your society, the country where you call, where you talk, say, oh, excuse me, land that we love, our Sierra Leone, Salone mi own, Salone we own. You dey wave the green, white, and blue flag. You call yourself a true patriot of the land, and yet still you pillar allow you for sleep na net, knowing how you make your living, that you live in the destroy lives them, not only future but current and you know the one that will bring you up. But that person they not deserve for live. That person they not deserve for live at all. So to go back to a man who was very fearless in his approach and within few months recalibrating country back into sense, the late J.J. Rawlings, the late Jerry Rawlings of Ghana, give them the death penalty. Then they know you are serious. When they catch 1, then catch 2, then catch 3, and then they show you for say, you know, then show you like how they can show dogs say die day, and where dogs see die go on away. Something will change, but in 90 days they will forget what we'll talk about Kush. Well, now they talk about how to reintegrate these people back into society, how to make them useful to us. sending them into the prisons for go work, or sending them into the farm to go do farm labor. You feel to say they still not go get a dealer within. You still say they still not go get access to this drug. They still go get access to the drug. They still go get dealers within. They still go get them. But when your conscience allow you, I mean, the pictures them what we see, was it earlier on this week? That mommy where they shown her that picture saying that mommy now they push the dogs. We wanna look at that mommy day. No, make we talk to. We wanna look that mommy day, wanna look in picture. Does she even understand what drug is? Does she even understand what tramadol and Kush is? Make we they talk to boy. So when you don't go label and placard that poor mommy in face say you catch drug, they deal drug and they sell and so. Does she even have a clue? Instead of when they go confuse somebody where in Creole self not better than in mouth, let alone English. Why you not interview in local dialect? Why you not ask and question in local dialect? Sometimes for fear I know go talk traits, but if you no dig inside that mommy no get nothing for do with that thing there. It was a setup, it was staged, and if it wasn't a setup, you picking how you go allow you mommy for go inside you evil. You evil. You bad. You dirty where you dey pan. That mommy don't live in life. From what I see, I can clearly see that woman was maybe in her late 60s, maybe 70s. She was in her 70s, right? If I am a good guess of age, she was in her 70. So that 70-year-old mommy, where you go pull maybe na rubere, bring kind side free tone. So you bring and kind of city. We don't understand nothing. Shut up, nada. Now on the placade. Then I say sometimes also the law enforcement and these I'm sorry, these bloggers who have no ethics in what they do. Now they go placade in picture left, right, and center saying we catch her. Which one I catch her with? Tell me the person that is releasing from the port. The person where that plane land, where they do the connection and the barcode, show me that person. Show me that seizure. Show me that boat, that speedboat. Na net, na adonkia. That boat where they offload na adonkia na net. Make a talker now. That boat where they offload na adonkia na net. Now that picture there we want to see. Not with the other picture they will they show you. The person where been there na adonkia that next day. Where them in they do the exchange of the offload. Do not show in picture, then I would know that we are really serious about what we are saying. The person where been there like Canada, the peninsula, around the peninsula, the offload they do exchange with a particular car, assigned with a particular number plate, because the story is out there already. So what are we hiding? It is out there already. So what are we hiding? With a particular number plate, waiting that motor car day with that particular number plate day, be they do na the peninsula that 2-3 o'clock morning day. Waiting them in they do. Waiting that boats been they do day. Waiting them in they do. You have an Inspector General of Police who raises his house down to the floor and rebuilds it in 6 months. You not ask question. All this 10 years so you don't dey na the police. You don't dey serve na the police. You not think for raise the house down to the ground and rebuild them in 6 months with a fleet of cars. You not think for ask question. Hey boy, we like to play dumb. We are comfortable playing dumb. We are comfortable pretending as though we don't know what's up, when we very well know what's up. But you see, some of us, I am sorry, the way God make we, not make we to be bystanders. We are not bystanders. We get for say something. You may not like us, you may not always appreciate having us within society. But while una dey play una yon kuku jumuku, while una dey steep in uno hypocrisy and they pretend like for say uno no understand what's up, some of us will trigger your memories and say, yo, are you trying to say you don't know? Is it amnesia all of a sudden? Because it's not the onset of an amnesia. Because I know your Bluetooth is constantly on. And you can catch it at any time. Your Bluetooth is constantly on and you can catch the news at any time depending on what you want to catch. So you choose to filter it. Choose for filter. The drug addicts there, some of them, they're not open here, go pan this thing. The 23-year-old pikin wey die mysteriously, where boyfriend call, I dey buy the ecstasy pill for make we enjoy ourselves. When has ecstasy become a drug of, sexual powers? When? Who side the land and they? Who that tell them that? So now a 23-year-old girl loses her life as a result of foolishness. As a result of foolishness. At 23, you have so much life ahead of you. And by the way, may her soul rest in peace. But she had so much life in front of her. When we society don't turn so sexual. I talked to Nayaso last week. I said I don't get anything against AYV, I don't get anything against Navo. But this is not the time to be bringing a big sister, I don't know how they call a housemate salon show inside that country. They when people, the youth, are not only the youth, but a great deal of society is grappling and trying to tackle something that is beyond them. I tell you, I say in less than 1 week of the show, the trauma where them people then they display, where them participants then they display, the hate where them display, then get for someone, Dr. Labor, Carol Labor, when are the mental health expert, who can talk to them. Who can talk to the contestants them and talk to them about the importance of mental health. Instead of having these people display the nonsense and the rubbish and bringing and insulting your country and degrading your country in such a manner, why not have them subject by subject within the theme of mental health? If you have been sober, now that kind of show they would have been for put on. Whoever comes up with the most efficient solution of addressing the drug crisis amongst youth, drug consumption amongst youth, wins the show. And then for however long they're locked inside that host day, each and every single day, that is what they are tabling. That is what they are discussing. That is what they are talking about. I know for say Sierra Leoneans, including those in the diaspora, that is not what you are interested in seeing. Some of you glad where brother and sister and what you call role models them or so-called celebrities or celebrities wanna be them. They cheer themselves na public spaces. They plead themselves in 7 ways na public spaces. They engage in sexual intercourse openly for the world to see, and this is what you are proud of, and this is the generation that you want to take over your baton. I'm proud of that. On a day, in a reality show. What is reality about that? Who raised these people? What homes do they come from? Who raised them? What homes do they come from? Who is their family? Then them mama, papa. They get mama and papa them. If they get mama and papa them, how them mama and papa them sit down, go look such thing they happen, and they not say over me the body. I not care if not sure. I not care who you be. Pull me picking come out na that space there. It is not a healthy space. I let you tall like baobab tree. I like you high like cotton tree. I like you high like gambeos. Na me born you. And you no go pull me name while I'm alive. Where is our moral? And they look at the time and not even, I've talked a lot about the things that I set out to talk about today. But we not even begin analyze that status you don't eat. And I don't think for do. But sometimes, as you know, nature takes itself, the show takes its own course. How? How do we justify such in our society? And you didn't have always get the network. How do you go to sleep at night? Knowing that you have, because now you subject young people them to displaying such. This wealthy as way we they look for. Don't we have boundaries? Don't we set boundaries? Don't we have scopes and limitations? Don't we? All I am so disgusted. Like somebody look at me say, Matilda, a better way they are salon, you know, make for a kind. And the person is right. The person is right. It no matter all the thing that we me and the partner salon for help, for whatever. The truth is, it's not a society I can live in. It's not. The way God make me, I not cut out for live within such society, within such spaces. Because waiting they make other person laugh and waiting they make people then laugh. Or then turn them into mockery. I don't get it. I will never get it. I will never associate with such. It's very sad. So where we can't breed them, where we can't breed them go down all. Waiting at the breed, we go take over from we can't breed them. Not because I do not have hope that there are, but are there enough? Not because I don't get hope say there are, because I know the people I interact with. I know what they're made of. And so that gives me hope. However, within that hope, I'm also pessimistic that there aren't enough. There aren't enough. So where do we go from here? when instead of make we chat parts them, develop ways them, come together, see where we can amalgamate, see where we can harness our potential, see where we can go together. We just sit on the point finger, this party, this, that party, that person, that now this point finger, now in the pante, the youth population, they outside and right now. That in every facet of our society, whether be it within the educational core, whether be it within the police, whether be it within the military, whether be it within the sciences, doctors, whether be it within the legal system, whether be it within the local community, whether be it within the civil service, every facet, there are victims, there are consumers, there are victims, there are dealers of these drugs. Every facet. No sign or they will spare. No sign or they will left behind. And when you deal with something where no sign or they will left behind, how do you even begin to tackle it? I know say they don't make a lot of arrests during the last 2 weeks. There has been a lot of mounted pressure during the last 2 weeks. But like I say again, if you know now they go to the source, meaning the importers, the one where they cook the chemicals then, the one where they import the raw materials, then they bring the raw materials, then kind side. The one where they farm the raw materials, then because we also they farm na salon, no, no get and twisted. The one where they grow, make I talk the proper Creole. The one where they grow, the tin them, will not begin hold them. Make themselves begin points, the network them, and begin hold them network them day. And do serious justice. I'm afraid what will reemerge, what will resurface, will be triple what we've seen so far. Like the president say, he say, say young people and elect for experiments with drugs, with different substances as they grow up. He say, but Kush not to the one way for experiments with. Not do am, not try am. He go nyama nyama your brain. He go nyama nyama nyaka nyaka your body. Like I say, how do we sit by as a society, as a nation, and allow a young one and they go feast na dirty box for food? All because they are hooked on something called Kush, tramadol, ecstasy, 5 eyes. They take people gray hair, pull them apart na barbing shop, light them to cigarettes, they smoke them. We've got to do something, people. Make I take a break, make I recognize some of the people that already watching. For the one that we will call later and watch we later, you know, it's your girl, right? She was here. She was around the block, just saying hello. For the one that we are going to see right now on YouTube, Albert Lance and as always. Albert Lance and I can see you now at Truth Media. You never fail. You can you tell him every time you tell him. Not to say I can see you, because by the time when the program airs, not every day make you able to watch safe, because I have a very busy job. And by the time when the program can don't air, obviously by the time when me the wake na so and begin work, you can don't 6 hours after, or maybe 7 hours after by the time I get to it. And then I can see where the roll call can they go on Akiyeri Albert Lansana. I'm like, hey, Albert Lansana, we get for discuss this. So we get for this, say anyways, make a such words. I say Matilda don't begin. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we consume, and this is what the space is about, right? We consume from different angles, different viewpoints, so on and so forth. We say good evening, Matilda. Welcome as always. Good evening, fabulous brothers and sisters. That's to the other listeners. Let me get my hot coffee and listen. Watch to the vibes. Okay. I hear you about that. Me not to lamra now, but last and I not get bell while they ring na yasu. And me not a journalist. We don't in the game for 20 years. I'm just a Sierra Leonean with knowledge who happen to be in a field where I can communicate effectively. Oh my goodness. Peter Dowda say, do we have energy policies in Sierra Leone? And then it goes on to say, corruption has become a chronic disease in Sierra Leone. And then Albert Lansana goes on to say, good soldiers them, I guess at the top when I mean to refer to the good ones, and anywhere we have good cop, bad cop, right? And then even justice for drug addicts and dealers is politicized in Sierra Leone. Absolutely it is. I agree with you 100% Peter Dowda. Absolutely it is politicized. And that make us say anything we not get to do with directly tackling, eliminating, and ensuring that this thing not cross with shores or bother them anymore. Anything we not get that semblance there in the most authentic and genuine of manner, they're all distractions. They are distractions. And that's just the basic truth. That's just the basic truth. Well, I don't know if I will start this. We get 20 minutes. I guess in 20 minutes we can do something. Continue next week and add and build on. I guess this is going to be a build on. Make we build on. Make we start them. Get 20 minutes left. Make we start them. Right? And then we build on from there next week, depending on events that may have a reason. And they look at me, yeah, I think I should be here next week. Sometimes I have to travel for work, and so I don't tell Una say me work priorities they don't switch right now, right? Me work mandates don't switch. So, but at any event, I also don't talk say if a day na is space way within the time frame of broadcasting, I am not, giving a presentation or doing whatever. I will make the effort for do the show. Absolutely, that's my commitment. So that we know they do this too much break, right? But at the end of the day, when I say for understand, I don't think they're giving me and too much, right? That is what feeds me. That is what keeps a roof over my head. And some of you will not believe in any other way, but genuine grit, earnings. Okay, make we begin. Make we begin lesson and see how far we can go. Make we begin lesson. We'll go do 5 minutes. I think five minutes is good. I think I can hold my brain and retain for that long. Let's go.
As you would have seen on television and social media this morning, the president visited a drug rehabilitation facility at Hastings, where he listened with deep empathy be seated. Would I invite the presence of God with a minute of silent reflection? Amen. Amen. Distinguished guests, on behalf of His Excellency the President, it's my sincere privilege to welcome you all at this important high-level stakeholders meeting on the fight against Kush conveyed by His Excellency the President. As you would have seen on television and social media this morning, the President visited a drug rehabilitation facility at Hastings, where he listened with deep empathy to the stories of parents and victims. Therefore, this high-level meeting is in continuation of his leadership on the fight against Kush. Therefore, at this point, may I request that we do a quick self-introduction, after which our Honorable Vice President, who is the chair of the Presidential Task Force, to proceed with the rest of the meeting. We'll start with the Honorable Vice President.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mohammed Julie Jallo, Honorable Vice President. Good afternoon. My name is Alpha Sisi. I'm the Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Good afternoon, Sheku Bangura, Minister of Finance. Good afternoon, Dr. Austin Demby, Minister of Health.
Good afternoon, Mamusukome Morana, Deputy Minister of Basic Education, acting for the Minister.
Good afternoon, Maureen Lengo, Minister of Internal Affairs.
Good afternoon, Bakari Abdel Aziz Bao, Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education.
Good afternoon, Ibrahim Sano, Minister of Youth Affairs.
Good afternoon, Melrose Cummington, Minister of Social Welfare.
Good afternoon, I'm Ibrahim Soisise, National Secretary General APA.
Good afternoon, Michael Tambakomba, the Coordinator.
Good afternoon, Bendu Dasama, Presidential Advisor on Social Welfare and Inclusion.
Good afternoon, my name is Ansu Kone. I'm the Director of Mental Health and Psychosocial Support Services, Ministry of Social Welfare.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Jaya Kaikai, Executive Director of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the pillar lead for law enforcement of the National Task Force.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yankuba Askebi is the name, Director General of Southern Port and Harbors Authority.
Good afternoon, I am Fodisa, the National Coordinator for Task Force for Drug and Substance Abuse and the Executive Director of the National Public Health Agency.
Good afternoon, Ansumana Mohamed Idris is my name, Director General Central Intelligence and Security Agency.
Good afternoon, William Fayasel is my name, Inspector General of Police.
Good afternoon, Amara Haidar Bangra, Chief of Defense Staff.
Good afternoon, Abdullah Koka, National Security Coordinator.
Good afternoon, Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown.
Good afternoon, Seraphine Wakana, the UN Resident Coordinator for Sierra Leone.
Good afternoon, Wang Qing, Chinese Ambassador, and also Dean of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps.
Honorable Dukabu, Minority Leader of the Parliament of Sierra Leone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Honorable Matthew Sanyuma, Majority Leader, Leader of Government Business, House of Parliament.
Good afternoon, Honorable Ibrahim Tawakonte, Deputy Speaker of Parliament.
Good afternoon, Justice Kumba Commander, Chief Justice.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, first, let me, on behalf of the National Task Force, thank you, Your Excellency, for convening this high-level meeting on the fight against Kush. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Ministers, today we are here to provide His Excellency and stakeholders with the concrete action this government has taken since His Excellency instituted the National Task Force for Drugs and Substance Abuse. His Excellency, today We are here, like I just said, to get first-hand government interventions at various levels, from law enforcement, compliance, treatment, and reintegration, how far we have come. But His Excellency, this high-level meeting is coming at a time when there's an overwhelming call for renewed vigor to fight the Kush pandemic. So we are optimistic that this high-level meeting will no doubt signal.
Okay, so now so they all don't introduce themselves. For me, what was missing is that yes, they may get Jaden Kende when a recovered drug addict, and Jaden King don't they do Jaden King, by the way, Jaden King. Now being also the one we be one for organize the march, right? The Kush march or Kush protest where the IG or whatever Inspector General of Police no give clearance. So yes, let me get Jaden King na the Jaden Ken na the table, but waiting missing is that they not being get institutions them or organizations them already where they deal with young people them where been done they do this sensitization campaign or where don't work in different parts there. Like for example, when they instituted the when they get that first meeting at Bintumani, I tell una say Hope for Youth was there. Hope for Youth was part of the panelists them, right? Now the stage we talk, and we've been getting representations then at the hall. Not because I am part of it, not because no, make we not get among, not because I am part of it, but an organization like that they way don't take on the mantle and carry the baton for this long. And you they come back for Canada the table for see waiting uno be don't do and how far uno go. For me, that is a partner. You before don't at least get representation from them people then they for sit down at that table they make themselves tell you in the last year and a half or so on institute this. The work where they don't do, waiting then don't observe, right? And one or two. The other person that was highly noticeably missing, women feel say being very, very vital. Now being Dr. Carol Labor. She is the mental health advisor to the president for crying out loud. And we know the work where Dr. Carol Labor done they do, not only within the continent of Africa as a whole, but also even in the United States. Right? So somebody like that, they hold such a high level gathering like that. It was absolutely paramount for make somebody like that, they in the room, then at the table, they listen, and they maybe because of the nature and scope of his expertise, right? Guide the process. Another thing that was missing for me is that you see some of them high level meetings there, so you need an expert facilitator. You need an expert facilitator for guide the conversation and steer the conversation where it needs to be. So at the end of the day, come out with a very clear resolution. That was missing for me. And I've been get an expert facilitator in the room. This make we do to we safe. We have worked in the UN, we've worked in America, we've stayed in America, we've had position in America. Not to all sides they work. There is a reason where within even governments now, so to the highest of highest, when they want to deal with certain subject matter, then they bring in a trained professional facilitator. So at the end of the day, they get certain things the way then they arrive at, and things the way they need for work on. We can be easily now used as a yardstick. Then get them, then they work out with very clear deliverables the way they need for. Because this is what, after Bintu Mani, the reason we make we dey so right now is because when they left Bintu Mani, forget about that 5-step whatever. That 5-step, they're not deliverables at all. Now mechanisms. They're not deliverables, now mechanism. And that is why the president cannot look at any of them and say, I've been saying one year ago or 1.5 years ago, what you no bring come? What you no bring come? Because you put together a structure, a mechanism, but not deliverables. Make we continue for watch.
I take this opportunity, Excellency, to kindly demand that you provide an opening remarks, and then afterwards we'll proceed with the rest of the program and come back to you with the closing remarks, Your Excellency. So,
thank you very much. The Honorable Vice President, the Honorable Chief Justice, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, ministers and deputy ministers here, the leadership of Parliament, the leadership of the security sector, leadership and members of the National Task Force for Drug and Substance Abuse, Your Worship, the Mayor of Freetown, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, distinguished guests. Today, we are gathered here not just to talk about a crisis. We are actually gathered here to defend a generation. We are here because something insidious, something dangerous, and something deeply personal has entered our homes, our schools, our churches, our mosques, and it's all over the streets. It is not just in the slums of Freetown or the corners of Loko. It is in Bo, Makini, Kailan, Pujon, Bromth. It is everywhere in the districts. And it is called Kush. And it is tearing at the very fabric of our nation. In April 2024, I declared drug and substance abuse, particularly Kush, a national emergency. This was not symbolic, neither was it political. This was a solemn recognition that our country had reached a tipping point and we had to act. As at that time, the evidence was staggering. At our psychiatric hospital in Kisi, we recorded over 1,800 admissions in 2023, a 38-fold increase from a few years before. 59% of those admissions were linked directly to Kush. In Freetown alone, 12 young people were dying every week, according to the community and hospital reports. And across the country, teachers were reporting pupils that were collapsing during classes. Parents were burying sons in silence and in shame. When we looked deeper, what we found was even more frightening. Kush was not simply cannabis, it was and still is a deadly chemical cocktail. Lab tests revealed that this synthetic opioid is up to 100% times stronger than fentanyl, tramadol, animal tranquilizers, and even embalming fluids have been used. This was not recreational drug use. This was a deliberate poisoning of our youth. Once still, we discovered that this product was not created here in Sierra Leone. Data has shown that all the chemicals are imported into this country. This was not just a public health emergency. This was and remains a national crisis of identity, of hope, and of future.
And so here the presidents, they lay, they do the lay of the land. Absolutely, he was right in saying that this drug, they all partners alone, not just partner freedom. He was also, right in saying that as at that time, people, they bury them picking in secrets because they felt shamed for make them talk say na drug abuse and kill them picking them. Remember, I said it here. I'm like, there's the one we say. I'm like, all them rest in peace here. So rest in peace. The one that they see. Rest in. Go back to my old videos. You see where I said it. All the rest in peace there. When I'm like, it's suspicious. I say it's suspicious because family them shame not go make them come on and do and say na drug na kill me. So and so and so and so and so and so. And so at the time, then go put her to heart attack, then go put her to high blood pressure, then get the name there where they can call, where they say, hey, this person die of da. But in truth and in reality, now been drug. Now the president they talk about, when the clinic opened, they recorded 1,000, patient. Funnily enough, then they record 1,000, but as at then we get thousands, because they were only looking at Freetown at the time, because they not even opened the VOS Hospital then at the time. I mean, only Hastings they may not open. So we already knew, for example, like in Cambia, in Kono, in Moyamba, in Pujeong, in Makeni, all of these places where Hope for Youth been operate, we already knew the numbers. The numbers were crazy. But then to the president, this is where maybe sometimes in leadership, we need to accept our own path, right? That maybe the pathway we chart is not so instructive, that maybe we fail for pay attention to something, and as a result of us failing to pay attention to something, we may have aided or augmented the existence of something. So it clearly talk Nayaso say, in years past, the number of drug abuse victims that were them in the record, not to the number than they then record in 2023. That whereas in years past they were looking at hundreds, now they were looking at thousands. This only goes to show that in years past, when you had not yet been in power, the repugnance of this thing wasn't as widespread. But that by the time you took on power and have been in power under your leadership, that there has been a tripling or a quadrupling of the availability and use of the substance. I think there, right there and then, you should have taken a pause and recognized your shortcoming. Instead of going to say, well, drug we don't push me on there, so even before me take power, or even before I can have power. It might have been. Granted, I give you that. But was it Kush that was? Before you can have power, na pampas na in day. Now five alive or five, five something, no sabi the name, five something na in day. Right? Five something na in day. That one they not been the kill. As the way this tramadol and Kush they kill so. Not that there is any excuse for even the existence for any of them. For even they amongst we or they now with society. Or for make we young one then get access to them. Or for make anybody, period, get access to them. But I would have, in this your opening, I would have stepped back right there and then and acknowledge my own shortcoming as a leader. Just because you declare the state of emergency does not solve the problem. Actions are required for the problem to be tapped and be solved or be resolved. But simply declaring a state of emergency without enacting clear guidelines, set actions that are required, then obviously we fend we safe, usai we fend we safe na bintu money, and we fend we safe, usai we fend we safe na status. With, in my opinion, very key players missing. Yes, we've been get few clinicians and we've been get few psychologists and all of that. True. But as you know, yes, we've been getting international partners and them all of that. But this goes deeper than this. And if we are talking about collectives, then next time make we revisit the people the way they sit down at the table. Because to be honest, some of the actors and players that were sitting at that table had no business being on that table. Because they've been there all along and have done nothing. But instead, now for point time, ignoring the danger that is. But me family, no for say, me na a woman of clock. And because me na a woman of clock, we dey hang an ayaso. Next week we dey continue but just like I say, this now na me analysis of wetin happen na status. We dey continue next week. I promise you say we go analyze and we go filter them because sometimes you see what you do, but you do not see the gaps in what you've done. So me own role and responsibility now for point out, now for acknowledge what's been done, but also point out what's missing and proffer solutions. And that's what I've been doing. Fumble them. We all have a busy life to lead. And so therefore, Natitikol they say umutata. Until next week. May God bless you all. May God continue to cover the land where we come out. Those who genuinely want to see that land thrive, prosper, its offspring prosper and thrive. May God bless you. May God give you long life. May God sustain you, because that's important. Without God giving us the life and the sustenance, there will be no Matilda to sit here. So yes, as I pray for the sustenance of God, uno self pray for the sustenance of God for me, so that we continue to have such conversation. We continue to impact lives, because there are lots of lives that we impact that one another see. And I shall say, uno self uno Now, unu yon small way, unu self the impact lives them. But it's not everybody that can spare, hours in their days to do research, follow-up stories, and then spare their weekend, Unlike una way, una can listen to me anything una they do, una can continue for cook, una can continue for do whatever you guys are doing while you listen to me. You can drive, you can go to places. I don't have the luxury of doing that. I have to sit at this chair for 2 hours every Saturday to do this, sometimes 2 hours plus every Saturday to do this. If that's not patriotism, like somebody can say, Matilda, you're not patriotic. I'm like, I don't know what else you mean by patriotism. Me little change where they work now, so where government they take tax pan and they still take pinch pan now, carry go. And they give me term, and they talk waiting and know, and they help, and they interact. But come on, not to which now. I can't do it all. But together collectively, we can do something. May God bless you all. May God bless the land that we love, Mama Salone. And may the genuine, authentic, truth-speaking, truth-seeking, genuinely, wishing, may God give them what they desire. Onotata.
So we say make we drive Kush na Salone. But we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? When we bother them, they die. Push them down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and they just they cry. Now we bother them foot so they swell, now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the truth. Other food and they for it, come up young Kush. We still bring this message so you do work for you.
Every day we dey lost it man their life because of Kush, yeah. Papa government, NGOs not come so we aim, yeah. You way they import Kush, like Salone, no. Now we value we like Dr. Isaac will say
Kush, me brother don't want before you tell me say that's a Kush. So we dey use the knowledge my youngest. That's a Kush. Youth them just they die. Say that's a Kush. Sorry, Salone. We say that's a Kush. Hey, push for die, push for die. We say that's a Kush. Papa,